first thing I'm going to do is add the eggs, 6 eggs. Add a cup and a half of sugar. I'm going to add the melted butter. Plain Greek yogurt. This is not in Marie's original recipe. I thought I would try it for a little more moisture in the cookie. Marie's recipe calls for 1.5 cups of milk, and I have a cup of milk and a half cup of Greek yogurt. Now I'm adding 7 cups of flour and 2 tablespoons of baking powder in 3 batches. So the dough is mixed. The last thing I'm going to do is zest the lemon. Okay, so I've let my dough rest for 30 minutes. I have a small scoop that I'm going to use. I'm just going to get a nice scoop, and I've sprayed this also with olive oil, and I'm just going to put that in. And this says it's a number 100, and I'm doing a generous scoop. Okay, so I'm going to do some of the traditional cookies as well. Same as I did before. Now to roll these, I'm going to spray my hands with olive oil so it doesn't stick. The cookies have cooled, so I'm going to carve the centers out, and I'm just taking a spoon, carving those out, a measuring spoon. Okay, so I've just taken these out of the oven. They're going to shrink down, so I probably don't need to do anything at all. But I'll just show you how to cut these. I'm just taking a paring knife, and I'm just going to go right across the top. And remember, this is the bottom of the cookie, so it's not going to, that's not going to show. Once they're cool enough for me to handle that mold, I'll go ahead and take them out and show you how to do that. So I'm just pushing down, I'm twisting, I'm not going all the way to the bottom. And then I'm just lifting up. And then I'm taking you could use a toothpick or anything, and I'm saving that plug to put back in once I put the filling in. Or you could use the crumbs, just mix it with a little frosting, and you're going to put these in a cupcake wrapper anyway, so it's not going to This is much easier to do while they're warm. If you have one that won't come out, you can use your pick to take it out. Flip it, and I'm going to just put both thumbs here, my index fingers here, and I'm going to push it out. And there's my little apple. So I'm going to do all of these, and just don't hesitate, don't pinch, you know, you're not doing this, you're just both thumbs and popping it out. Well, if you're having a lot of trouble getting them out and you're just not getting a feel for it, then what you can do is put them in the freezer. Let them maybe for 10-15 minutes, and then take them out, and they'll come out easier. You won't be as worried about them breaking. Hi, so I'm all ready to decorate the peaches, and I have two different kinds here. I have the molded peach that's been carved out, and then I have the traditional peach, which is 2 cookies that have been carved out, and then we'll fill those and put those together. Now on my table, I have 3 colors. I have peach and gold and a little bit of red. And I put these in this tray. I got this tray for Valentine's Day from my husband. I thought it was really pretty. So, so that's perfect. I also have my filling, which again, I've striped a bag with peach jam and buttercream, marshmallow buttercream frosting that they're bringing in. Of course, I have my bowl of sugar, mix of peach liqueur and limoncello to brush the cookies with. Now these colors, this gold is from AmeriColor, and it's just called gold, and this is actually called peach, and it's also from AmeriColor. They have really bright, vivid colors. I like them a lot, and I've mixed this with just a little bit of this mix, this limoncello and peach liqueur mix. I have some small brushes. Again, always use brushes that are not painted. You know, where the handles are not painted. Either the raw wood or acrylic is good. And then I have my needle scribe. You could use a toothpick or a cocktail stick that I'm going to use to put my leaves, to make a hole for my leaves. And I have my leaves and stems here. Okay, I might as well just fill all of them. So I'm just going to pipe the buttercream and jam mix in all of these. And you want to overfill it a little bit so that there's some to, you know, to make them stick together. Okay, so I'm going to fill that and put those together. And you can kind of smush them up and down a little bit or around so that lots of that marshmallow buttercream gets in there and jam. And that's going to cause those to stay together. So I'm just going to stack that. Go on to the next one. And if you haven't put enough, you know, don't feel like you've put enough on there to get a good stick, then just go ahead and put some more on. It's fine if it kind of gushes out. You can just wipe that off. Okay. I think these cookies are so pretty. I just love them. And I'm going to have to add some to all of those, I think. Because I want there to be a nice it's almost like it kind of, you get kind of a suction from that, and then the sugar and the sugar and the buttercream and in the jam will make it stay together. Very easy. It's messy and it takes a while to put all these together, but you know, imagine if you had dozens and dozens to do, which I did. This was one of my most popular cookies when I was selling for weddings. If you're not from Youngstown or Pittsburgh or, you know, Eastern Ohio, you might not know the wedding cookie table tradition, and it's just a cookie spread. It's beautiful. Some of the tables are just amazing that you see. They're very elaborate, and there are thousands of cookies. I have to look up the record. The wedding cookie table community out of Pittsburgh actually set the World Guinness Book record. How do you say that? The Guinness World Record Book of the number of cookies on a cookie table. For the molded cookies, what I've done is I've carved out the inside, and then I took that and I crumbled it up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to decorate these first, and then I'm going to fill them, and then I'm going to dip them in this cookie crumb mixture, and then they go into the cups. Okay, now with the molded cookies, I'm starting with that limoncello and peach liqueur that I mixed up. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm just going to dunk it in there. Kind of drip that off. And then I'm going to start with my gold. Paint some gold on there. And then I'm going to go to the peach. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of red here and there. You know how peaches sometimes have some red on them. And then I'm going to put it in my sugar and roll it in my sugar. Some red, and that would make it even faster. So. Okay, so I've dipped all of those. Aren't those pretty? Those beautiful peaches. And now I'm going to fill them and seal them with the crumbs. So I'm just going to put enough frosting in there. And then I'm going to fill that to seal it. I'm just pressing a little bit to seal that. All right, so I filled and sealed the molded peaches. So pretty. And now I'm going to go to the traditional peach, the one where we put the two cookies together. Nothing's going to come out of that. So with these, I'm going to do the same thing, but I am going to go ahead and paint these. I'm not going to dip them. So I've just painted all around with the limoncello, and then I'm going to add a little bit of brown, or gold is really what it is. Then I'm going to go to my peach color. And again, you don't have to color these, you know, put the color on every inch of them. It's fine if that lighter color shows up, because it does with a real peach. There's so many different colors. And then I'm just going to add a little red, because I really like the way that red pops. And then I have my sugar. And I'm just going to roll that in the sugar. And there's my peach, although this one has a little bit of brown on it. It looks like it's bruised a little bit, a little heavy on the brown, but there it is, and that is so pretty. And when we put the stems in, they're just so pretty, beautiful. So again, that goes into a little mini cupcake holder. So I'm using my scribe that I use to decorate cookies, but you could use a toothpick or a cocktail stick, or anything like that would be just fine. So make a hole in the center, and I'm just sticking my scribe in and twisting it a little bit to make it wider. And then to the side of that, I'm going to go in at an angle and make another hole. And then I have my leaf and my stem. My leaf and my stem. Just take the stem and push it into the hole, and then take my leaf and push that into the other. And I have, see if you can see that, just a beautiful little peach. Now for the traditional cookies, to add the stems, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to do where the connection is. I'm just going to go to one side of that, and I'm going to make a place for the stem. And then to the side of that, the same as the other. I'll just insert my leaf, and I can turn it however I want to. And there you have it. Beautiful little peach. These, I make these leaves out of fondant. So if anybody's interested in ordering them, these are $7 a dozen, you know, $7 a tray, and they're with, there's a stem and a leaf included, plus shipping. So it just depends. They're very light. Just depends on what, how many you order for that. So just message me if you're interested in something like that. So I'll go ahead and do this. Now I'm sure there have been many plastic leaves eaten over the years, because that really was all there was to put in. It sets off the cookie. That green is just so beautiful against those colors. And I've added just a little spike on the leaves to stick them in. So again, I'm just putting one hole kind of in the middle and one over to the side. Put my stem in. Add my leaf. And there it is. Such a pretty little cookie. I just love these. I think they're beautiful. All right, there you have it. Thanks very much. As always, let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer anything that I can. And next up is strawberries. So see you next week.